I'm the co-owner of Villager's Choice Pool and Spa, and I am the office geek. So I do the sales, the design, I handle all the paperwork, material orders. I do everything on the office side, and then my business partner, Daniel, is the field superintendent, and he handles all the aspects of the production for the projects on the company.
Cool. Yeah, so you were our sales guy. You came out to our place when we first called you. One of the things I really liked about you and your company is that for my wife and I, what's important to us is customer service, communication, and you brought that up before I did. So
couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. I think like most people in the villages or in Florida, they're a transplant from some other city or region, and usually something that's a little bit lacking is when they move here, they find that the customer service isn't as great or maybe not as focused. So I wanted to bring some of that with our company to the villages so that it's, the three most important things are the client, and the client. Mm-hmm. So we have a small company. It's our intention to stay a smaller company. So we only have 2 or 3 jobs in production at any time. So we're always at our projects for our clients that are active. We're calling 1 or 2 people the night before or the day of and saying, hey, this is what's happening today, this is what's happening the rest of the week. And that type of personalized service is something we feel really strongly about here.
Yeah, it's pretty great. We had one major company from the villages come out. Won't mention their name. But so I was like, client number 1472, very impersonal, threw me an email with, here you go. And it was the list of specs and the price, and that was it. And you and I went back and forth like 15 times probably.
I think we did a few different versions of your design. Yeah.
Because we started out pretty grandiose and wanted everything there was to have out there. And then we were like, do we really want all of that? So you worked, very
and that's not unusual in the process. So, and one thing I think is really important to keep in mind is that, my wife and I are consumers too. So, we were recently picking out some things, and then we went back the next day and we said, well, we need to trim the budget here, or this fits our lifestyle a little bit better now. So starting out big and then winnowing it down to a project that fits either the budget or maybe what you want to do right now or comfort level, that's very typical. And there's nothing wrong with starting out big. And sometimes you start out big and you think, well, that's not so bad. That's what we had budgeted. Or you start out big and you think, that's not so great. Let's trim this down a little bit.
Yeah. This was our first pool we built together. We bought a house before that had a pool many, many years ago. So we don't know anything about it. And when you came out and I told you some of the things we were thinking about, the other thing I really liked was you were like, that's not a good idea. This is why. You might want to do this instead. So you weren't just shooting down ideas, and a lot of that had to do with your own experience, your experience professionally, and then also with, the pool that you have. So if you could talk a little bit about your professional experience in the pool.
Well, so that's one of the things that Daniel and I both bring into this company as a team, is that I've been designing home improvements, house projects for over 25 years. And Daniel has been in the pool trade specifically for over 25 years. So the design experience for an outdoor living space, a pool, a patio, summer kitchen, is not really any different than another home improvement project. You have parameters for the project, you have a budget, you have goals you want to achieve, you may consider resale for your property at some point. And then Daniel's experience with just building the pools in this area, that lends a lot to the design process too, because there are things that are good to do, there are things that are not so good to do. And then what I try to do with all of our projects is in some fashion, in some way, make them unique so that your design, your pool doesn't look like somebody else's in another backyard. And so the process is very personal, it's very individualized, and it's also crafted specifically for your home, your backyard, your sight line. Everything about your project from our company is unique in the fact that it fits your place just the way you're gonna want to see it.
And then one of the things we were talking about earlier is that you service like the villages and the surrounding areas, which is how many counties?
So we work in 3 counties right now for the most part. We will go outside of the villages for referral. We do pool remodeling, and a lot of that remodeling is just outside of the villages. We've done some work in the villages, some work in Inverness, Ocala. So like a lot of companies, we'll follow our clients with referrals. We don't do a lot of advertising outside of our home base. As the name implies, Villager's Choice, we want to stay focused in our zip codes, but we will go outside of the villages for client referral.
So you guys have to be well versed in all the county's rules and regulations for
Yes.
permitting
And every county is a little bit different. So Lake County, Marion County, Sumter County, some of those are online. Sumter County is online. And you guys are in the city of Leesburg, which is also in Lake County. But we have to do all of our permit paperwork with the city of Leesburg. So even though you're in Lake County, it falls under a different jurisdiction.
Yeah.
And then we're also doing some projects in Citrus County. So we're learning the ropes with the different counties.
Yeah, so that's always fun. Okay, so we went back and forth. I think we started in March, February or March timeframe, if I'm not mistaken. And then we finalized on a plan in April. And then the whole process started from there, from all the, like you said, the geeky, nerdy admin kind of stuff. So talk a little bit about where we're at now and what the next steps are.
So the first few steps are engineering, architectural review for the villages, and then once those 2 first steps are done, then we could submit your permit paperwork. So with City of Leesburg, they have pretty strict standards on what they're expecting from the engineer, architectural review, and then on our plans as well. You guys are in the final phases of City of Leesburg permit review. And so we're expecting your permit back probably next week, maybe the week after. So I think we're looking at a July start. Yes. Permits and engineering take roughly 2 months. They can take closer to 3 months. It kind of just depends on some of the feedback we get. Even though some things are online, we have emails, we have phone calls. Once the case is assigned to a person, if that person is out because their kid is sick, then we have to leave a message and we have to get back to them the next day. So it generally takes about 2 months to get a permit for one of our projects here in the villages.
It's not too bad. And you guys handle all the ARC review stuff, submission, you fill that all out yourself. That's not something we have to do.
We jokingly say with our clients, we do all the paperwork. You guys have to write the checks. we do the paperwork. And once we've picked out the materials, we take care of everything that you have to order. And in the past, there have been companies that operate in this area that want the clients to get some of the permits or do some of that work. I would say, as a rule, that's not a good idea. You're engaging with a professional. They should know the paperwork. They should know where to get the materials. They should be able to complete all these tasks effortlessly.
And then finally, why should people choose you?
I think hands down, it's how we treat our clients. It's not just customer service. It's from when we're looking at the design, making it tailored to your house, making it unique, making sure it fits your budget. And all this, I think, is under an umbrella of this project should be fun. You're picking out your materials should be fun. Looking at the design should be fun. A lot of comments that you'll see online is how painful the process was. This should be fun. You guys are going to be swimming in a couple months, and you're going to be looking at these beautiful tiles. You're going to be looking at this Caribbean blue pool water. You guys got this amazing waterfall that we're going to build for you. This should all be fun. It's going to enhance your house. You're going to have people come over, and I want them to go out on your patio, and the first thing they say is, "Wow, that looks really cool." That's our goal. And I think as a company too, we don't have an ambition to be a huge company. We continue to cater to clients. We do 2 or 3 projects a week. That's where we want to be right now, a year from now, 3 or 4 years from now.
Awesome. And I appreciate how patient you were with us, because I'm a Libra, so I'm like, let's do this. No, let's do this. No, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I have another change. You're like, it's not a problem.
Everyone has a percolation rate. You have to kind of absorb this. And then we have clients who I'm the first person that they speak with on a design. And then I have clients where they've got 6 designs and I'm coming in last or somewhere in the middle. And invariably, I end up explaining some of the construction or how some of the pool equipment works. And then we have customers who tell me what kind of sand they want in their pavers, what type of acrylic finish they want. So we have, the range from novice, first-time pool owners to somebody who's had 4 pools built in the villages in the last 10 years. It's a wide range here.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you for your time today. I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
All right, if you could tell us your name and what you do here.
Okay, so my name's Aries. I am the office manager. I primarily take care of your guys' permit work. That intakes one name, but it does have a lot of jobs under it. I do communicate with you guys quite often as far as like the permit work. When I initially start doing the permit work, I myself am a notary, so you guys don't have to worry about getting any of your papers notarized. So I go out, get all of the permit paperwork that I need, and to do that I also have to find out what jurisdiction you guys are in as well. Luckily we have lovely Google who can help us do that, but we just go to property appraisals, we look up your county, and then from the county we find out what requirements are needed for your guys' home. I've gotten pretty familiar with each county and what is needed for each county as well, which really helps as well. Another thing is that I love to talk, so I will talk my butt off on the phone with them until they give me the answer. I have been known to show up all the way to Ocala to the county just to get an answer, because it's really important for you guys to be happy, and to go through that process by yourself, it's just not fair. One, and two, it's a lot to take into of them giving you feedback, their rules, their in general, like what they expect from just a simple permit. And it's something that we want to take care of, and for us to be like, hey, your permit's ready within like 2-3 weeks or time frame. And it's a lot easier for you guys too, because you guys just get to be like, okay, your permit's done, let's go ahead and get started. But it is nice, it's a nice experience. I do get to meet with you guys as well, usually in person for this. So I'll either have you guys come to office, or I'll meet with you guys in person to your homes, get some few signatures, and just a fancy way of making it official for the county, send it off to the county, and then I work with them. Once that's approved, I let you guys know ahead of time and our crew, so we can get you guys on the schedule.
That's one of the things I really like too, again, with the customer service, is that we met you and both the partners, both the owners, the first day we came out here.
Yes.
And then when you called and said, I need a couple signatures, and you're like, whatever, you can come out here, I'll come out there. It was just like super accommodating, so that was really nice.
Yes, I definitely want to make you guys feel comfortable, especially as a client. I don't want you to have to feel like, oh, I'm only available from 2 to 3 for Monday. That I feel like that's really just not in a great place to like run a business. I feel like you should be able to, even if you have to accommodate your schedule with something, make it work, because at the end of the day, you guys are our clients, and it is our duty to serve that to you guys.
Mm-hmm. So why do you want to work for Villages?
I think a big part of the reason why I want to work here is I love the environment. I can truly say that it's a good, how do I say it? A good like familiar environment in the way that everyone comes to work happy. I don't feel like anyone feels like, oh, I have to come to another day of work, which, sadly, a lot of people are in that position. Yeah. And to come to a work environment where everyone's dedicated and happy and just wants to do their job just because it makes them happy, it really turns the atmosphere around, and it creates happiness for other people as well. And I think keeping happiness at your job, making your clients happiness, also you bring that happiness to your household. And a lot of people, obviously, you have animals, one, which I'm in that bar. You want to bring happiness to your animals at home, they deserve it, but also your family members, your partners, they deserve that as well, to serve that all around.
Yeah. And so why do you think people should choose Villages Choice?
I think a really good thing for us is that we contact you guys pretty much a lot. We do, but it's very important. It's sad to say that we do see a lot of companies outside that, like you have said yourself, are just a number on top of the head, or it's like you're going to the DMV, hey, it's your turn next. Here's your pool, we'll see you in a week, and that's pretty much it.
Right.
And it's kind of, I guess for them, it's kind of hard sometimes to like keep up with everyone. But I think that's why we also try to stay smaller, so that therefore we can make it personal. And we do customize your pools as your liking. So to that, we also want to make sure that we're customizing your personal likings, whether it's the tiles that you want, whether it's certain days that you guys want us out there or can't have us out there, or schedule or so forth. It's the personalization of we fit the needs that's needed for your lifestyle, not just here's the basic outline, is this what you want or no? So keeping that personalization and customizing practically everything and communicating is, if you're looking for that, we're here for it, and we're really excited.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for. So it worked out well. Yeah, and I like that you're the bulldog that chases everything down, but you're such a nice bulldog that people stop and pet you and give you what you want.
And it's very important. I think if you bring a lot of kindness out, it'll come back to you. In the world, I've always tried to be that. You never know what someone's going through. You never know if someone had a really bad day the day prior. Treat everyone with kindness and respect, because it can follow back to you at some point, and it'll be a cycle of just happiness, and it revolves around. We need a lot of it in the world that we live in.
Amen. Amen. All right. Well, thank you for your time today. Appreciate it.
Thank you.